All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping into a topic that honestly sounds like it's straight out of a spy movie. How do you prove you know a secret without actually, telling anyone the secret?
It seems impossible, right? But we are going to break down a real cryptographic concept that does exactly this. It's called a zero-knowledge proof. And at its heart, it's a way for you to prove that you know something, like a password, without ever having to send that password over the internet.
So, to really get our heads around this, we're going to start with a classic story. It's a fantastic analogy that makes this whole weird idea make perfect sense. Fun fact, it actually comes from a real paper called How to Explain Zero-Knowledge Protocols to Your Children.
Okay, so in this story, you've got two people. First, there's Peggy. She's our prover. She says she knows the magic words to open a secret door inside a cave. Then you have Victor, our verifier. He's a little skeptical. He wants her to prove it. But Peggy, she's not going to just tell him the password. No way. So here's the setup. Picture a cave shaped like a ring. It has one entrance, but it splits into two paths, Path A and Path B. At the very back, there's that magic door connecting the two paths. So Peggy goes into the cave and she can pick either path. Victor waits outside, where he can't see which way she went. Then he just randomly shouts, "Come out of Path B," or "Come out of Path A." Now, if Peggy really knows the secret password, this is easy. She just opens the magic door if she needs to and walks out the path Victor called for. Simple. But, and this is where it gets really clever, what if she's lying? What if she doesn't know the password? Well, then she's stuck. She can't open that door. The only way she can come out the correct side is if Victor just happens to guess the path she already went down. And the odds of that? It's a coin flip. It's a 50-50 shot every single time.
I mean, sure, she could get lucky once, maybe even twice, but the odds are not in her favor. If they do this just 20 times, the chance of her guessing right every single time is less than 1 in a million. At that point, Victor can be pretty darn sure she's not just getting lucky. And here's the absolute kicker. After all these rounds, Victor is completely convinced. He is mathematically certain that Peggy knows the secret. And yet, he has learned absolutely nothing about what the secret is, not a single clue. All he knows is that she knows it. That's the magic trick. So this little story, it isn't just a fun thought experiment. It actually perfectly lays out the 3 essential rules, the 3 properties that every real zero-knowledge proof has to have. First up, there's completeness. All this really means is that if you're telling the truth, the proof should work. An honest Peggy who actually knows the secret word can pass Victor's test 100% of the time. No problem. Second, we have soundness. Think of this as the built-in lie detector. It ensures that a cheater, a lying Peggy, just can't fake it. The math is stacked so heavily against them that their chances of fooling the system are basically zero. It's designed to catch fraud. And finally, the third and most important ingredient, the real secret sauce, zero knowledge. This is the whole point. The verifier, our friend Victor, learns nothing at all, except for the one simple fact being proven. He knows that Peggy has the secret, but he has zero new knowledge about what that secret actually is. Okay, so this is way more than just a clever story about a cave, right? Let's talk about how we go from this simple analogy to actual code that's already shaping our world.
This stuff is already out there, and it's being used for some really mind-blowing things. Imagine logging into a website by just proving you know your password, instead of actually sending it. Or think about cryptocurrencies like Zcash, which use this tech to keep transactions private on a public ledger. It's even been proposed for things like nuclear disarmament, a way for countries to prove they've dismantled a weapon without revealing any of its top-secret design.
So what's the big picture here? Why is this such a game changer for how we think about privacy and security online?
Well, it's a fundamental change in what it means to prove something. We live in a world that always says, show me the data, show me your ID, give me your information. Zero-knowledge proofs flip that around. They let us move to a world that can just say, you don't have to show me anything, just prove to me that it's true. It's verification without vulnerability.
And I'll just leave you with this thought. Think about your own life. How many times a day do you hand over sensitive personal data just to prove one tiny thing about yourself? What if you didn't have to? What if you could prove you're old enough to buy something without ever revealing your actual birthday? How much of your own privacy could you get back if you only had to prove facts instead of revealing them?